Nice. Navy. Actually, before we go anywhere, I just want to address a couple rumors that I've heard floating around recently that apparently every color just sort of tends to look beautifully on me, and I just want to get out in front of it and say, yes, it is true, but I don't want to take credit for that. I don't want to make a big deal out of it, all right? It has nothing to do with me, okay? It is not a testament to my beauty, even though it's there, but it's more a testament to God's creativity and making me, sort of just like an artistically chosen one. When you go to the museum and you see the Mona Lisa, yes, it's gorgeous, but we don't go, oh, that's so beautiful. We think Da Vinci, that's it, I am not the painter, I am the art. So I just want to get out in front and be like, let's not make a big deal like I'm some sort of something special, I am, but not because of me, okay? So I just want to remind everybody that, yes, I am incredibly gorgeous, but two, and most importantly, humble about it. So let's just not blow anything out of proportion. I'm just like everybody else. I have somebody put my pants on for me one leg at a time, okay? Just a normal guy. So we can just proceed with caution. Admire as you feel, but don't, it's not, it's whatever. But anyways. I don't know if I should be allowed to think out loud. It's a dangerous territory. You don't know what's going to come out. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Full Circus. My name is Tristan and I'm happy to be here with you guys today. I got to tell you, I am loving life. When am I not? All right, I understand I have a fair bit of a reputation for being overly optimistic. I don't think it would be out of the ballpark to say I'm a bit of a happy camper, okay? But that being said, just that recent sickness bout that lasted a while really took a grip on me emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, figuratively, otherwise, okay? Just sitting there in bed and sneezing at the ceiling for weeks on end and then coming back to life. I know the sun's not shining. I know there's a lot of anxiety and depression. The world's tough. Life's hard. Get a helmet. But I am just loving it. I'm on board with everything, okay? Everything tastes better. Water is sweeter. I'm happy to be alive, and I wake up every day with smiles across my face because I'm having sweet dreams. But anyways, I don't want to brag too much about that because I know people are going through hard times. So let me just say, dude, if you get a cold, you knock that depression right out. It's going to get a little low there for a minute, okay? There's nothing worse than already being sad. You're like, now I got to wipe my nose too? So, I don't know, man. I am just on top of things. Not really. I mean, it's not everything is going perfectly well for me. It put me behind the eight ball. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of schedule. Everything is out of whack. But just in general, whatever sort of chemicals in your brain need to mesh and meld and combine to make just a beautiful, happy Play-Doh, that's what's going on, okay? And again, not really a credit to me, but the Lord has blessed me with, a good time, and I'm happy and going to ride that ride as long as I can. So, what is going on with me this recent week? Sticking to the rehearsals, man, I'm having a good time. It is just the most refreshing, positive, loving, intense atmosphere and energy, and it's so good to be around. Small, tight-knit group, but it's just, again, I love people who care. I love just I don't know, just showing up, just the idea. It's just so good. The only thing I'm worried about is memorizing lines, and it's just working in voiceover and commercial and movie. Like you read a script off camera or behind a mic, and I'm okay. Well, now I go do it. Bada bing, bada boom, right? And doing a whole live show, it's not something I've done at all in a while, so trying to work those muscles out is going well, but there are definitely some nerves, so I'm just running it, I'm reading it, I'm listening to it, and trying to drill that down. Now, I have a great memory, it is just very selective, and I don't get to select it, okay? I'll remember dates and times and peoples and names and faces and birthdays and numbers of, a whole collection, a group that I will never see again in my life. But they're there. I got them, okay? Do I know people that are born October 27th? Yeah. Do I think about sending them a card? No, because I hate them. But I can't really choose what my memory likes to commit to itself. It's just like, don't eat it. Ooh, Is that the recipe for homemade Fruit Loops? Okay, store that. So I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how to really harness that power, but it's there. It's the same reason when I go to shake somebody's hand, I just go, oh, what did he say? What was his name? He's like saying, my name's Greg. I'm like, don't care. And I can't even choose it. No matter how much I focus, just, well, not there anymore. Yeah, my name's Greg. Sure it is. So, I don't know. It's just, like, I have rap songs in my head. I was singing one earlier today. It was from when I was 13. And I don't think I've heard it in 14 years. But I was like, down to the bones, I feel it raw. Come on, breaking it down with that wiggity style. Memory, living it down on mission. Raw, gotta finish. Flow God, no lie. Oh yeah, we bust rhymes. One ride, no stop. Leave you so shocked, frozen face like Botox. Work, hey no. Keep going. Stars up in this store. See the stars that my dogs love to applaud. Of the faithful saints at the door. You can never stop them. You got a better chance winning the Tour de France with no legs against land. So see you, Mr. Edward, since a hand. So Instagram taking a selfie of your hip. Okay, now I'm done. But need to get that out of my system. Point is, that's up there and not by choice. It's like, well, yes, you could try and learn and maybe be more responsible. We have all this brain power and capacity, but like, what if we just kept some bars up there? Like, I would rather remember, an anniversary, a date, a time. Whoa, I forgot somebody who was really important to me. It's like, but you know what? If it came down to it, I'll break it down. So I don't know. Hopefully if that ever becomes insensitive and I hurt someone's feelings because I don't remember something, like, can I rap for you real quick just to show you that I can remember? And like, that actually doesn't make me feel better at all. It just makes me feel like unimportant to you. It's like, well, no. I mean, yes, but not by choice. So we'll see. It is also very late. When is it not? Okay. It's just who I am. It's what I bring to the table. The only problem is that I do bring a lot to the table. It's just very, like, dinner's already wrapped up. And again, it's sort of, I forgot, sorry, I'm late. And like, okay, well, we appreciate it, but just not right now. Skedaddle. I'm upset. I'm bothered. We'll get to it when we get to it. So, I don't know. We're having a time. I also had 5 grilled cheeses right before I started this. That's really what was keeping me away from doing the show. Dude, you ever eat 5 grilled cheeses? There is just a beauty in being an adult. You can do whatever you want. You can say what you want. You can live as you please. Dangerous, sure, okay? It might be a little reckless of me to live alone, because when you're with somebody, they go, oh, don't do that. Oh, you might want to take care of yourself. Oh, you should probably do this. Think about this. Think of the repercussions. Not me, dude. I'm like, I think I'm going to make 5 grilled cheeses, and nobody stops me. Nobody says, and I go, shut up. I'm doing it. So I had 5 grilled cheeses, and I'm feeling on cloud 9. I should also mention I had 5 grilled cheeses yesterday, too. Yeah, I've had 10 grilled cheeses in the past 24 hours, so that's got to be some sort of record. But you know what? If you ever have that sort of urge, it's like, there's a recent meme template where they go, hey, when you're in your 20s, you're going to have the instinct to travel or something like that. And that's just a shot of them in Switzerland. It's important you listen to yourself, listen to that instinct. It's like, hey, in a random January afternoon, you're going to have the instinct to eat 10 grilled cheese sandwiches. And it's important that you don't do that. And it's just a shot of me crying on the toilet. But I'm having a time and I'm filled with love and cheese. So, that being said, let's get to some more annoying parts of my week or life, okay? I know a lot of people are struggling with some things, but this is going to seem minimal, menial, small in the grand scheme of things, but God of War, okay? I've talked about this in great depth. I think it is one of the greatest tales ever told in terms of character arcs. It's beautiful, it's amazing, it's epic. A sweet video game series, but they're turning that into a TV show, and look, I love the idea of introducing a lot of video game stories to a different medium for other people to see them and experience them. They do that with The Last of Us, or I can't think of any others. And it was fine. They did a good job with that, but it's just, it's probably, again, I wish I read more. Because I'm sure you have that feeling a lot where you read the book, you're like, they did a good job, but you have to understand how great it was in its original material and the original source. And I feel like people are going to miss out on the best way it's been done. Like, yes, The Last of Us show was good, but if you ever went to experience it where it was immaculate. It was even better than that. So I'm a little nervous, I think, just because it does mean something to me. But two, you're like, you like just go chase the medium where it's at, you know? I wish I could get more people into certain video games and certain stories. Like, you don't want to miss out on this. But that being said, I'm nervous about it just in general because it's hard to translate. There's so much to pack in. The director's like, I'm not really a gamer. I've never played the games. You're like, okay, this doesn't bode well. Doesn't make me feel great. But what are you gonna do? And for Kratos, the main character of God of War, which, by the way, I'm working on an impression of. Shouldn't, because I still have throat ulcers. But I also, going back to living alone and being irresponsible with myself, I've had a refill of medicine I've been supposed to go and take. All I gotta do is go through the drive-thru. Haven't. Why not? Don't know. But, anyways, the main character, I wanted them to hire Christopher Judge so much. You know, he's big, he's strong, he's buff. That's who Kratos is, and he plays he is the character, the whole heart and the soul. And they didn't hire him, and that could be for different reasons. Christopher Judge already tweeted out he's like very supportive, but it was just a bit of a letdown. It was a bit of a bummer. But that being said, if there was a second choice, I think them going after Ryan Hurst, who played Thor in the games. One, he's been on TV, and he's kind of a bigger guy in general, so it should work. But he played Thor in the game, so it's still kind of in the family, but it's just... I think if anybody knew the character, like when you get worried about them telling the tale right, somebody who's already done it, I feel like it would help a little bit more. But what do I know? It's just been rattling around. You don't want to be let down by things. It's hard to be let down when you're really excited for something and you go, this, I know what this is capable of, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that this was just bad or was done poorly. It had all the potential in the world, and that's why it hurts. You know, I'm not really a hater just to be a hater. I'm not a really good critic in general. I tend to love most things. I'm a horrible critic, in fact. Okay, I have no palate, whether it's movies or music or media or food. They're like, what is that? And I'm like, yes, I love it. And like, which part? It's like, I don't know how to recommend things or sort of dissect it. I was like, it's fantastic, it's beautiful, it's amazing. I had a cold, okay? I don't really care. I love it. So I'm not the best at it. So I don't know. It's one of those things where you can't be let down. I felt that way recently about Stranger Things. And not that it was done poorly, but it just felt like it was discombobulated. And that was just the feeling that you got watching like the final season and all. And maybe some slight spoilers here. If it is, I wouldn't even worry about it. It was a little bit of a letdown, right? That's all I'll say, is that they felt like it was not really pieced together, or they were really in control of all the things. Just messy, you know, and it had all the potential in the world. And that was the feeling when you watched it. And then that was confirmed when you went to go see the documentary, where they're like, hey, we don't really know what we're doing. You're like, oh, that's why it felt like that. They didn't even have the last episode written, like going into the ending. It was a very good documentary, which, by the way, I like Stranger Things, but I'm not like a crazy super fan. But I brought it up. It's just funny to me that I brought it up at rehearsals. Like, hey, did you guys see the Stranger Things documentary? And they're like, didn't it just come out today? And I didn't know that. I saw that on Netflix at like 5 p.m. and I watched it. It could have been out for weeks for all I knew. And it was funny to me because like the idea of coming across as a super fan, and then also like, hey, did you guys see that thing yet? And like the thing that's out like right now, you know, like, oh yeah, I had an alarm. I had to go see it. I'm massive about it. It's just a very silly kind of, you know, it's a brand. You look at somebody and go, dang, these guys, he's about his business. Did you guys see that one thing? It just came out. I'm all about it. I can't wait. I'm so excited. But anyways, yes, I guess the show was so bad that people thought when the documentary did come out that they're like, oh, there's a secret episode. They've all been leading. And that's kind of hard. I feel bad for them in a way. I'm sure there was a lot of pressure. I'm sure there was a lot of things to go through when making it, but there's an aspect of humor, I guess, when something's done so poorly or it missed the mark by so much. They go, you're tricking me, you know, like, no, I'm really not. That was it. And like, no. There's more to this. I can feel it. There's a secret episode. Like that was it. That was all I had for you. That was the story. Like, okay, sure. And then it comes out and people are even more disappointed. So that's got to be hard. But I don't know. As a Stranger Things apparent super fan, I don't know. My biggest gripe really is just with interpretive endings, dude. Okay, if you saw Stranger Things, no spoilers, but absolutely a spoiler. It ends in a bit of an interpretive ending. And they're like, well, what happened? Did it not? It's like, I don't know, man. You wrote the story. Tell me, okay? I came here for the conclusion, for the story to be told. If I wanted a puzzle, I would have done a puzzle. I don't want to put the pieces together. I came here to enjoy the fairy tale. Okay, imagine if you started doing that with children's books. You're like, all right, then they got here, and you just rip out the last few pages, and then they lived happily ever after, right? I don't really know. That's kind of up to you. Think about it. Good night. So I don't like that. Don't give me some sort of artistic, interpretive, what happened? It's up to you. Okay? I don't like it. It's for more high IQ people than I am. I'm there to experience and ride the ride. I don't want to be in charge of doing work and trying to, well, so what if the string connects to, okay? That's not who I am, all right? I've always been a guy who just loves it to a peaceful conclusion, okay? Call me crazy, but I love happy endings. Whew, that's not what I meant to say. I don't really think as I speak, and I often find both of my feet in my mouth. Oh boy. Hey, Robert Kraft, do you have any suggestions on the end of this? I love a fairy tale conclusion, is what I meant to say. Yikes. So what was I saying? I have no idea. I like it when you put the story in front of me and don't make me think too hard. Okay? Is that childish? Is that immature? Sure, but I'm both of those things, so I'm allowed to feel like that. Yes, anyways. So, looking forward to God of War. Hopefully there's no sort of letdown, and God forbid of war that there is no sort of interpretive, what happened to Kratos? It's like, okay, man, I know how it goes. So we'll see. We will see. The devil is in the details, as they say. The devil, what's he doing in the detail? Honestly, you know what I've been thinking about recently? The devil's such a dweeb. You ever really boil it down to brass tacks? Like, the devil's kind of a loser. He's such a dork. Like, Lucifer himself, an angel cast out of heaven, okay? He could have done anything, right? The world was his oyster, but instead, he's like, well, that was rude. I'm going to try and make an opposing, he makes an opposing team. He's like, I'm going to make hell. I'm going to make eternal damnation. Yeah. Right? It's like he was working at the Olive Garden and he gets fired because he's not doing a good job. And instead of going to make his own business and run his own adventure, he's like, I'm going to make another Olive Garden right across the street. And I'm going to try and trick people from going into that Olive Garden into my Olive Garden. And there's food poisoning. Okay, because it's hell. And he's trying to ruin the Olive Garden for no reason. Right? That's who the devil is. I mean, find your own path, guy. Okay? Like, do something. Figure it out. You could have done anything with your life, but instead, you're so jealous and you're so petty for no reason. An absolute tool. You big dweeb. You're such a dork. Can't be afraid of the devil. I mean, come on, man. Get a life. But anyways, guys, what else is going on? We'll see. Let me think about it. It is 2:30. How much brain power do I have left? Oh, man. One, I've barely had any sugar this whole year. I know we're only 16 days in, but that's quite the feat for me. I barely had any sugar, and I gotta tell you, dude. One, never tried this before, but I am feeling fantastic. And this isn't for some sort of like super ultra health reason outside of it being like, oh, this will irritate the throat ulcers. And I love my voice, so I'm trying to protect it and do what I can. I've had 2 cookies and 4 Hershey Kisses. I think that is all the sugar I've had this year. I had no birthday cake, no sort of candles. I still have sweets in the house. I'm resisting, but as annoying as that is, because I've got a sweet tooth, because I'm such a sweetheart, but I am feeling fantastic, man. I'm eating more food, really, than I ever have, because I'm forced to. I mean, there's a lot of grilled cheeses I'm eating for sure. I don't know if like those 4 Hershey Kisses, like, all right, a little less chocolate. How about 10 sandwiches? I don't know if in the grand scheme of health, if that's good or not, but I'm not trying to be a health nut. I'm just trying to have less sugar, but I will say I'm just feeling great. I mean, again, happy camper, happy-go-lucky, happy to be here, but I'm feeling even better. So, highly recommend to it that maybe hop off the sugar. But I don't know. I don't want to give any sort of health advice. I will say, don't cut out sugar and be like, oh, you're not really you without your sugar. You need to have some more sugar. It brings you to a higher... Oh, man. I got a little beef with that. As a sober guy, that whole it brings me to a higher plane. Now, I don't care what anybody does in terms of alcohol or drugs or whatever you take. Have your fun. Live your life. Live reckless and dangerous, okay? I'm not the dare guy who shows up at school. I'm like the don't care guy. Dude, do it. Right on. Have your thing. It's not for me, but live your life. Live your truth, okay? You're not going to see me picketing at a skydiving class. Look out, gravity. Gravity's coming, okay? Just people do whatever you want. I don't really care. That being said, I don't like... There's a lot of people, and the more... I don't know if it's just my age group or as you sort of get through your 20s... there's such a high percentage of people, they're like, the only way I can have fun is if I'm intoxicated or high or on an edible or I'm on this, I'm on that. And everyone is always going, it brings out a better part of me. Okay. It makes me more of me, a higher plane of myself. And I don't like this stupid little argument where people try to pretend that that's more you than the you. You go, well, yeah, I'm a really fearless guy when I have a few beers. I'm a really fun and whimsical guy when I'm high. Well, then you're not that. You're not high, whimsical guy. Let's not try and treat drugs and alcohol like Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. You're not you when you're sober. And it's baffling because it always happens. Like, do you mind if I do this? Because I can only be myself when I'm having this other thing. Like, well, that doesn't really count. I mean, do it. Have your fun for sure. Do it. I'm not going to complain about that, but I don't like it when people always go, man, this will make me more of me. And let me do a little bit of self-reflecting and think about why that irks me. I think one, it can be a little annoying when you hang out with somebody who is high, inebriated, intoxicated, whatever, and as someone who tries to be sort of ultra present, and then people forget, dude, I'm laying on chokes and having a good time. Maybe you'll like confide in somebody, and then they forget it. And you're like, you're not even there. Like, well, I had a great time. Are you sure about that? I had, but I felt like I was alone. And that's annoying. But two, it's when I think there's sort of an implication where someone goes, oh man, would you like to try that? Because it could maybe make you more of you. I go, that doesn't even make any sense. I know who I am. I'm me to a T, Ristan. But I'm a high-octane, high-strung, annoying guy, all right? I'm loud and in your face. Yes, I could take a downer and I could be a little bit more mellow or palatable. Yes, maybe I could hang and chill out by the campfire and stare into the flames, and maybe I could get along better with people who don't really like my personality as much, but that doesn't make me me. That's like, oh yeah, trust me, I'm a really chill guy as long as I take all this. I'm a sleepy guy as long as I'm up on Trazodone. It doesn't make any sense, okay? It's a little bit annoying. All I'm saying, look, if you got to take anything to become something, maybe you're not that thing. You see what I mean? It just doesn't really make much sense. So I have a lot of people that are always like, yeah, we'll have a lot of fun. I'm really like just outgoing, but I have to do on these other, I have to, these things are going to make me that. Well, then you're not that. And that's okay. Be you. Your fears, your anxieties, your stress, your depression, whatever's keeping you from being that you have to sort of erase, that's you, and that's part of it. Oh no, man. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's my fault, okay? It's because I don't want to be around somebody when they're high and when they're drunk. Like, well, you're not really getting the real me. It's like, well, then that's not really you either, okay? You go, well, I'm a really loud and shouty guy too, but I have to be on a roller coaster. That's not you, man. That doesn't count. Do I know anybody? I guess not. I feel like I don't know the real anybody because I don't really hang out with anybody if they're drunk. But maybe I'm not really the real me either. And I'm like, dude, trust me, Tristan, when you're on heroin, the real you is going to come to life. So I don't know, guys. If you've been watching this and you've been enjoying the show, just understand this isn't the real me, okay? There is a real guy out there, but I haven't tapped into him yet. So if you guys feel like you're not yourself, Maybe the answer isn't getting a cold and being happy, but just being heavily drugged up. Maybe. I don't know. Who's to say? Anyways, that's happened recently where people will go like, hey, do you mind if I take this if I'm with you? I was like, sure, do your thing. He's like, yeah, well, it helps me be more me. It's like, okay, well, look, again, do it. But I don't like that sentence. It just sounds silly to me. This will make me more of me. The thing that's not you, you can't take credit for that. Also, if you've been around people who don't really like you that much, you don't really get along, but then they're drunk, and then they go, oh my gosh, Tristan, you're just the funniest guy ever. It's like, you know what, thanks. But that's not even you saying that. You're like, no, trust me, the real me gets along with you nicely. No, you don't. I know you hate me. Don't lie. Anyways. It's all a thing. So, anyways, I think that's pretty much all I have to talk about today. If there's anything I'm forgetting, my bad. Oops. Yeah, I don't know. But I hope you guys are having a beautiful 2026, rocking and rolling. Get happy. I was going to say do heavy drugs, but I don't really want to be that guy to recommend it. You know what? But if you feel like it makes you more of you, who am I to say? I will say cut out sugar, okay? Hey, dude, you want to have less Hershey Kisses, but meth, it's on the table. So anyways, thanks for hanging out. We love you to pieces. I'll see you next week. We're all putting things together. Yes, does he look good in the shirt? Yes. Oh my gosh, he's jacked. But he's so humble somehow. Yes, I guys, thank you very much for hanging out. It's late. I gotta edit this, I guess, and hopefully get this God of War impression going by, even though I shouldn't. But who's gonna stop me? I live alone, dude. I'm gonna keep on singing and making grilled cheeses. I'll see you in the next one.